Today we're going to show you a little bit about LawToolBox rules-based deadlines inside ActionStep. Missed deadlines are the #1 cause of malpractice claims against attorneys, and LawToolBox helps protect against this risk. All right, let's jump in and get started. To get started, you'll contact your ActionStep rep to install the LawToolBox plugin for managing deadlines. And for questions related to pricing, you can ask your ActionStep rep for a price quote, or you can email support@lawtoolbox.com. Next, we'll work on setting up your defaults for ActionStep. In the top right-hand corner, choose Admin, Integrations, LawToolBox Configuration, and here we can set up a default rule set that your firm is going to be using most frequently. Okay, our next step is to go find a matter in ActionStep and start generating some deadlines. Okay, so we'll click Matters. We'll find our Jones v. Smith matter. Click on the ellipsis in the right-hand corner and choose LawToolBox. We're defaulted to LA County, but we can choose a different rule set if we'd like to. Now we're going to choose the users that are going to receive the deadlines, both in their ActionStep and in their Outlook or Google Calendars, and click Save. As you can see, this is a case in LA County Superior Court. In the trigger dates pull-down list, we're going to search for the date of trial, and we're going to enter September 9th, 2019 for our trial date, and click Next. Okay, so here are our deadlines, and we're going to sift through them to see if there's some that we don't think our attorneys need in their calendars. So for our example, we'll choose to remove the do you know the identity of a trial judge for peremptory challenge. So we've decided that one doesn't apply. And we'll notice that there's one more checkbox if we scroll just a little bit more that allows us to choose to add deadlines in the past if we'd like to, or we can deselect that to only add future, and when we click Done, we've got our deadlines. Okay, so these deadlines are all in your ActionStep calendar as well as for each of the users' ActionStep calendars. And you have an option to, if there was a deadline that you noticed that you'd still like to remove, at this point you can remove additional dates. Now we want to click on Calendar so that we can set the start time, end time, and location for our trial date. So we click on the date on the calendar, deselect all day, and enter our start times. So we enter our start and end time, and then add the location, as well as any additional information that we might like to add in the description area. And then click Update Appointment. And for your hearings and depots, you can set the time of day and location as well. You'll notice at the top of the day, as an all-day event, are where the deadlines are listed. And you'll see these deadlines and appointments or events, not just in your ActionStep calendar for each user, but also in your Google or Outlook calendars. Next, let's go back to ActionStep and add a new trial date to see how the deadlines are updated automatically on the calendars. Okay, so when our trials are continued, we're going to go back to the LawToolBox button next to the ellipsis, and you click Calculate Deadlines. And then you're just going to select that trial date again. And because you're in the same case, it knows to move the trigger date plus all the related deadlines to the new trial date. So we're moving it to 9/16, and when we click Next, and once the deadlines have recalculated, we scroll down. We'll deselect the disqualifying the judge deadline and click Done. Now the trial date and all the dependent deadlines have been moved in your ActionStep calendar, and your Outlook or Google Calendar that it's linked to. Okay, so we're going to click on Calculate Deadlines, and we're going to add some additional dates for written discovery. So we can just type in the word discovery. We'll select date written discovery served. This time we have some more options. Let's say that that was served on the 12th of June, and now we can choose how were the pleadings served, or the pleading served. Now here we're asked to enter a description. So we're going to type in Smith Roggs on Jones, and when we click next, we have now calculated the deadlines, or the deadline that runs off of the date that written discovery is served. When we click done, it's added to the calendar. Now we can repeat this step for 3, 4, or 10 more interrogatories that we're serving on different parties in our case. The same would apply whether we're doing motions or perhaps hearings. You have the option to name each of those and do multiples of these. Next, let's take a look at reporting in ActionStep. On your Matter homepage, you'll see a list of your upcoming deadlines on the right side of the screen. And we can click on Calendar and choose Court Deadlines, All Deadlines. And we see a bunch of options here. So we have the ability to look at our views, and we see the court deadline view here as well. We have filters where we can show available filters, and there's a bunch of different options here. We have the ability to save some settings under admin. And on the right-hand side, these reports are all exportable. Heads up rules are also options for folks to learn more about. So to really get a deeper dive and understand all of your options for reporting, please contact your ActionStep rep or consultant. There's a lot more to rules-based calendaring than just entering trigger dates and seeing the deadlines that run off of those. The ability to be able to edit deadlines to reflect orders, add your own ad hoc deadlines or case-specific items, and being able to deselect the deadlines that you or your attorneys don't need to see is also key. When generating deadlines, one of the more complex parts include the ability to roll deadlines off of both weekends and court holidays to the next business day, whether that's forward to the Monday or Tuesday or back to the Thursday or Friday. Mail rules play a big part as well, as you're prompted to answer questions about how pleadings were served to get the right calculations. And for those complex deadlines, attorneys have the abilities to drill in and see a little bit more by clicking on links to the authorities. And of course, the monitoring of the rule changes and another set of eyes watching for those is a big part of rules-based calendaring. Report codes and custom report codes allow you to really leverage and build custom reports in your ActionStep environment. And of course, malpractice premium discounts are something to be aware of. You certainly have the ability when using rules-based calendaring to make sure you're getting the best credits that you can. Thank you for checking out this video today, and if you have any questions about deadlines or about rule sets, please contact us at support@lawtoolbox.com.